Hello Unity developers. In this video, we're going to implement the turn rotation logic and use the SocketWeaver Remote Events to synchronize players' card selections. In the multiplayer version of the onGameStarted method, we shuffled the undealt cards to the players and we changed the game state to turn started. Let's take a look at the offline version of the onTurnStarted method. We are looking for the game data changes. In the switch turn method, we rotated the current turn player and the current turn target player. We know that the current turn player is part of the game data, so we need to make sure it is synchronized. After we finished rotating the turns, we changed the game state to turn selecting number. I'm going to copy the offline implementation and overwrite it in the multiplayer game script. I'm going to run the switch turn method and change the game state in the host player's game. After that, I'm going to set the new values in the game data manager so the changes will be picked up when we update the encrypted data sync property. I'm going to modify the sync property and then notify the players about the game state change. Because the encrypted data sync property is changed, the players will get the updated current turn player in the event handler. When that's done, the onGameStateChanged remote event will be invoked and the game will transition to the turn selecting number state. Let's review the offline implementation of the onTurn selecting number method. There's no game data change in the method. We're just updating the message label and waiting for the player to select a card, so we don't need to overwrite this method. I'm going to play the game to see if everything works as expected. Looks good. We got the correct messages. And the current turn player ID in the multiplayer game component is synchronized. Let's go back to the game script. So we are in the turn selecting number state and waiting for the player to select a card. We're going to override the onOKSelected method because it will be called when players confirm their card selection. First, I'm going to include the selected rank in the game data. It will be useful to restore the game if a player got disconnected. I'm going to add an integer field in the protected data class and add helper methods in the game data manager script. Also, I'm going to include the selected rank in the byte array when we create the encrypted data object. Secondly, I'm going to use a remote event to send the selected rank to the host player. I'm going to add a new room remote event, rank selected. It will be sent to the host player only. After that, I'm going to add a new public method to notify the host player about the newly selected rank, and I will send the select rank along with the remote event. Next, I'm going to create a custom Unity event and invoke the event in the handler of the rank selected remote event. In the multiplayer game script, I'm going to add a public method onRankSelected to handle the new netcode event. The rank selected event will only be sent to the host player, so the method will only be executed in the host player's game. I'm going to set the selected rank in the game data manager and change the game state to turn confirmed selected number. After that, I'm going to synchronize the game data and notify the players about the game state change. The onGameDataChanged method will be called first. We need to read the selected rank from the game data manager because it is used in the game logic. Then, the onGameStateChanged method will be called, and the game will transition to the turnConfirmedSelectedNumber state. In the onTurnConfirmedSelectedNumber method, we just updated the message label and changed the game state. I'm going to override that in the multiplayer game script to synchronize the game state change. The next game state is turn waiting for opponent confirmation, and in the onTurn waiting for opponent confirmation method, we did not change any game data, so we don't need to override it. The game should stop in the turn waiting for opponent confirmation state and wait for the target player to click the OK button. I'm just going to quickly set up the event listeners in the Unity editor. The last thing to do is to invoke the rank selected remote event when the OK button is clicked. I'm going to override the onOKSelected method in the multiplayer game. So instead of setting the game state, I'm going to notify the host player about the new rank selection. I'm going to remove the code for the turn waiting for opponent confirmation state. We will come back to that in the next video. So the onRankSelected method will be called in the host player's game. The host player reads the rank value from the remote event and updates the game state. Let's play the game to test our changes. Awesome! The selected rank is updated to the players, and we got the correct message, and that concludes today's video. We have implemented the multiplayer logic for most of the game states. We have covered game started, turn selecting number, turn confirmed selected number, and turn waiting for opponent confirmation. In the next video, we're going to finish the last 3 game states. Alright, I hope you find this video helpful. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more Unity multiplayer content. See you next time!